I just can't help myself when it comes to bulb planting season. You've seen me on my start of my bulb planting, but I'm going all the way through until the ground freezes. Now you don't have to watch me plant all these, but I have a few tricks. One we've already talked about over here, where my deer repellent Bob-X, I've sprayed that on my crocuses to keep them critter free. But these tulips are deer candy. Let me show you how I keep those safe. The only place that I can plant tulips is in this fenced-in vegetable garden. And the way I'm doing this is where my tomatoes will be next year. This is a no-till garden, meaning that I'm not digging it up. And so I thought, well, if it's no-till, I have to have my tulips. Put my tulips in here, they'll be up, they'll be blooming in the spring. As they finish, then we'll put our tomato plants here, and everybody will be happy. I treat tulips as annuals, even though they'll come back for a few years. But I just want to see that beauty in the spring, and you'll see how fast I can get these planted. All right, you see how easy that was? Now we've got the rest of these to put in. That will be done. I'm going to put the crocuses in, and meet me back here in the vegetable garden. We're going to put our fig to bed for the winter. I can't wait to see those tulips blooming, the crocuses in the other bed. Now this fig tree was actually killed to the ground last winter, but 2 years ago I got figs. And so we're going to protect it the same way. We're going to tie up these columns together. We're going to cut it down to a certain point. We're going to wrap it with some old floating row cover and landscape fabric, something that breathes. Put a tomato cage over it, and then fill the whole thing up with straw. And that's how it's going to stay all winter long, hopefully protected enough so that we do get figs again. All right, first thing is going to be cut it down to size, and that's probably right about there. This tomato cage was actually a gift from my boss in 1995 from his garden. He wasn't using it anymore, and look at how long it's lasted. All right. It's snowing. Well, I think we have this thing pretty well insulated. I'm not sure if I should leave this up or not. I guess I'll have to do a little bit of more research. And there's lots of different ways to overwinter a fig tree. I've got one in a container in the greenhouse. Some people will kind of bend them down into the ground and cover them, but this way has been the most successful for me. We'll see what happens. If we have a mild winter, we'll be okay. If we have a killer, I think we'll be starting from the ground again. We're still planting though, right behind you. Well, I was able to find this endive at a local nursery. I'm replacing the beets that were eaten by chipmunks. I have not been able to figure out how to keep chipmunks off my Swiss chard and beets. I don't know why they're after them, but my buddy Ed and I have been friends since 5th grade, 1970. Look what he built to protect his beets out in the garden. That shows you how far we'll go as gardeners to keep stuff protected. But I'm just going to put this endive into this cold frame. I did get a question on my Facebook page about the dirt in here, how nice it is, and that's just over years and years of just throwing compost in here. That's all you need to do. If you just had pure clay in here, it wouldn't work, but just buy a couple bags of compost, throw it on top, and that's all there is to it. This endive loves cold weather. In this cold frame, we're going to be picking it. You see how good this arugula is doing? I've got a plant right next to you I want to show you too. All the cool weather crops are doing great, and I don't think the chipmunks have any interest in my endive. I hope. All right, I'm going to get some water on these. I have one more thing to show you, and then we'll finish up. Man, that's going to be nice. Check out these 7-top turnip greens. They are just going to town. Time for another thinning and time for another salad. Okay, let's finish up. Look at that. Oh man, those are good. That's fresh. I'll tell you, one of the best things I ever did was trade in my old gas-powered lawnmower for this rechargeable battery-powered mower. It's lightweight, it's quiet. Instead of blowing these leaves, I'm just going to run the mower over them time after time, shred them up, they'll be gone early in the spring. Now, check me out online. That's where you can find lots of other cool gardening stuff and how to join my Seed of the Month Club. Until next week, you see what I got to do. Let's get to work. See you then.